there is a very dangerous bug that happens to so many business owners. And I've also happened to catch that bug at one point in time in my business. And it's the dangerous bug of wanting to scale as fast as possible. We start making sales, we have lots of customers, and the next thing we think is to scale. And many times, small business owners, we scale without having the right data. Just because you have 1 month of extreme success or even 2 or 3 months of extreme success is not enough factor for you to scale. And I've seen this happen in my own business and in other businesses that I've coached. And that's why I feel like it's important that we hear this. Scaling your business is not a success factor. Your business does not have to scale. You can be making the most profit in one location, and that's fine. The next location does not guarantee that you're going to double that money. And I think that's one misconception that many of us don't have. Because one thing we forget is when we scale, we're going to double everything. And more than half of the time, it's not usually the profit. But that's where we think. We think we're going to double our profit. But we forget that we're going to double our expenses. We're going to double all the struggles that we're currently having. And sometimes the scaling and the expenses that comes with it might not match up to the profit that you could be making. And that's something that I've experienced in the past. And so when I look at business owners who are always quick to want to scale, I tell them to really think through it. You need to ensure that you don't have any room of margin. And that's why you are scaling, because if you don't scale, you are failing. And you've got to test it over and over again to ensure that you are in that phase. And it's also important that you test your profit against your expenses and do the math. Because one thing I've noticed is that we don't do that math quite often. And that's what kind of gets us into the deep. And that's why after we scale, we then have to kind of scale down, which is ironic at the end of the day. So I believe that as business owners, once your business is doing really good, ensure that it is the only necessary step for you to do. And that's when you need to scale.